when you see it, it's complete. Like
Yes.
Brady looks great in it. Like it's not like a Brady Chastain, Ronaldo botch on the face.
Yeah, like Dwayne Wade.
But they just
Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, they need to make the head bigger.
Yes. Why?
I think Jordan Hudson designed this. Like I think that's I mean, this is I know like you're supposed to love it, and we didn't know if you know what this is. This is that Mini Mello statue, that commercial that they had as well. The head is not proportionate to what Tom Brady's body is of the statue. Unless it's a weird camera angle. By the way, none of our poses were correct. It's Brady, again, holding a helmet and then lifting his right arm up almost like in triumph with a stoic look on his face.
This picture, it looks a little bit better, but in the video, like in this one that I'm showing Dan right now, Brady's standing next to the statue. You can't see how small the head looks, but in the video that they have tweeted out, it looks very small in comparison to the rest of the statue. So
Tom Brady's statue there for all to see. Helmet.
Maybe it's symbolic. Sorry, symbolic that he doesn't have a big head.
Very well done, Monty Bolaños.
Great spin.
Let's go to Isaac Lowenkron for the latest, and then we're gonna have our In the Neighborhood showdown. What's going on, Isaac?
You guys have a real future in art criticism circles.
That's what I'm here for.
I look forward to hearing Monty and Breer's report from the Buffalo Art Museum later this season. All right, speaking of the NFL, Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson could return to practice as early as tomorrow, despite dislocating his right pinky finger in last night's preseason opener at Baltimore. The Chicago Bears will hold quarterback Caleb Williams out of Sunday's preseason opener against Miami. We have two preseason games kicking off at the top of the hour. Shedeur Sanders gets the start for Cleveland at Carolina, while the Detroit Lions will visit the Atlanta Falcons. Remember, it's preseason game number 2 for Detroit. Then at 7:30 Eastern, inside Gillette Stadium, it'll be the Patriots hosting the Washington Commanders. College football, LSU quarterback Garrett Nussmeier not expected to miss any significant time after aggravating his chronic knee tendonitis in practice on Wednesday. In the NBA, ESPN reports that this year's opening night doubleheader to tip off the regular season going to be televised by NBC, leading off with the world champion Oklahoma City Thunder hosting Houston, followed by the Golden State Warriors visiting the Los Angeles Lakers. Finally, in May.
One. He might have hit one out of the ballpark there. Out to right and deep. Second deck. He squared the bunt 2 pitches ago. And Kyle Stowers rips number 16 into the seats. Tied at 1, bottom 2.
Miami Marlins baseball is on deck.
Pitch to Connor Norby. He drills out to right center and deep. Freelick back. Track wall. It is gone. Connor Norby. He's getting right. 1-1 pitch. That one hammered out to left center field and deep. Martian Rojas back. They're looking up, and it's gone. Wag attack. A 2-run homer.
Marlins on deck. Brought to you by ADT, the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins, and Norwegian Cruise Line. Experience more at sea. Let's head out to the ballpark. Here's your host, Steven Strong.
All right, nice job, Ahmed. Welcome. We are live from Truist Park here in Atlanta, Georgia, high above the field and inside the broadcast booth on another light 80-degree Friday night in hot Atlanta. You're listening to Miami Marlins baseball on the radio, Fox Sports 940 Miami. It's game 115 of 162 tonight. Look, yesterday it hurt. The Marlins led 6-2, headed into the 6th inning with their ace Yuri Perez on the bump, and Miami made some uncharacteristic mistakes that led to an 8-6 defeat. It was the first loss when leading by more than 3 runs after 6 innings since May 13th, and that was against the Chicago Cubs. But you really can't complain about the bullpen. You can't complain about Yuri. They posted, the bullpen, a 3 ERA since June 13th. And you really can't complain about the offense because they plated 6 runs against Carlos Carrasco. The cure to moving on, how about a dose of Edward Cabrera, whose 2.06 ERA is 5th best in Major League Baseball since the start of May 25th. We are pumped to move on and bring you Game 2 of this 5-game NL East clash between the 48 and 66 Atlanta Braves and your now 56 and 58 Miami Marlins. Edward Cabrera, he will match his career high tonight with 20 starts. He will go opposite Bryce Elder, who will make his 19th start of the season and second this year against the Marlins. He's coming off one of his better performances last week, 6 2/3 of 2-run ball against the Cincinnati Reds. We will get going tonight at 7:15 right here on the Marlins Radio Network. Hi, everyone. Thanks for making Marlins on Deck a part of your Friday night with Jack McMullen and Gabby Sanchez. I'm Steven Strom. We got a fabulous show for you ahead. We're going the distance here, and we thank you for your participation. We'll first hear from Graham Pauley, who is back home in Atlanta. He grew up in Alpharetta, about 30 minutes away from Truist Park. He will join the program. His good buddy, Jacob Marcy, will chat with Jack McMullen. We'll get these two on the program. We'll get you the count with Cabrera and Elder. We'll move down to segment 4. Jack will jump in for some storylines, our Expo question today at Marlins Radio, and Steve's guarantee to victory. So we'll begin here with Graham Pauley, who is homered in back-to-back games. He's starting to find his swing. We got a chance to catch up with Graham earlier today in the clubhouse.
Well, one of the cool parts about Atlanta, Graham Pauley, again with us now on Marlins on Deck, is they really make you proud of being Atlanta-born, Georgia-born. Here you are. What does this mean to you right here, Graham Pauley, being on the wall of the many Georgia-born players that are now playing in the show?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I mean, you look across these names, there's a lot of really good players. Some I've even played against in high school, college, so, it just means a lot. It's something cool that they do here.
So you were here in April. We know you're from here. What's different about it this time around? We know you have some family here. You got your first home run here at Truist Park. Give us the emotions.
Yeah, I mean, probably tops the coolest home run I had. The first one is obviously really cool, but that one meant a lot. Having family here, a lot of friends here to see it, and then in a park that I grew up watching teams play at, it's really cool.
How much credit does Jacob Marcy get since he's, I guess, so close with you?
Yeah, we spent a lot of time together, going back to getting drafted together with the Padres back in 22. Played together all throughout their system, played together in the fall league, roomed together in the fall league. So, yeah, I mean, he's one of my closest friends in baseball, and, we've gotten a lot closer now that we're over here.
What should we know about Jacob Marcy, maybe that us media don't know about him? Hidden talent, anything that we don't know about Marcy?
I'll say he's missing one of his front teeth. I don't know if you knew that. So
I did not.
If you ever get a chance to see that, I'd ask him to take his tooth out. It was a football incident.
Really?
I think he got a cleat stuck in there and it got ripped out. So, but you would never know because you got a nice little cover. So, but yeah, ask him about that.
Very good. We will. Where is your swing at right now?
I'd say it's in a really good spot. Working with, guys in AAA. I made some swing changes, and then coming back here, working with, Pedro and Show, and then Bryson. Feel like I'm in a really good spot. Able to see pitches really well. Swing at strikes, take balls, and then do damage with pitches. So,
thanks for the time, Graham. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, we'll break. We will get that question to Marcy. Jack McMullen will be with Marcy next, 7:15 first pitch, game 2 of a 5-game set right here on the Marlins Radio Network.
33% of the way there.
That's Hall of Famer.
Hit 333. 1-0 pitch. That one looped into shallow left field. Profar coming on. He won't get there. That drops in for a base hit. Hicks going to come in and score. Otto pushes to third, and Jacob Marcy drives in his 4th run at the major league level. This guy's 8 for 17 to open his big league career, and an RBI knock gets the fish on the board. They trail 2-1 at the top of the second. In the lead. 1-2. That one hit in the air, out to right center. That's deep. That's carrying well. Harris is back at the track. He leaps up. He opens the bullpen door, and that's off the wall. It caroms back into center. Wagaman pushes to third, and 2 runs come in to score. A 2-run triple for Wag Attack. Braves of yesteryear.
No.
3-2. That one hit well, out to right and deep, down the line. White on the move. He's looking up, and it's gone. Into the chop house, Graham Pauley. Back-to-back days with a homer. He's got 3 now as a Marlin. And this is a 5-run second. 2-run blast. 5-2 fish.
You needed some more production, and then you turned it into guys who are going to be now producing when you need them to.
1-0 pitch. Augustine lines into right field. That's in on a hop for a base hit. X rounding third. He's coming home. White's throw going to the plate. A little bit offline and just a touch late. And X comes in to score, standing up from second. With 2 men gone, it's an RBI single for Augustine Ramirez, and the Marlins on the board again. It's 6-2 in the top of the 4th.
Trying to win it all again. Posada, slow roller right side. Beckett picks it up, tags Posada, and the Florida Marlins are world champions. The Marlins have stunned the Yankees, shocked New York, and this improbable team,
74475. Back here on the Marlins Radio Network, Steven Strom, Jack McMullen, and Gabby Sanchez ready to give you game 2 of this 5-game set. I'm ready to bounce back. Yes, yesterday was tough, man. The Marlins have been playing such good baseball. They were up 6-2. It felt like, they've been winning that game in their sleep. Yuri Perez on the bump and gave up the big 3-run home run to Drake Baldwin. Bullpen comes up, and it just didn't feel right. After Drake Baldwin hit his second home run of the game, you just kind of felt like there was some momentum that shifted, and the Marlins were not able to hang on yesterday. They were upended 8-6, but a good opportunity tonight with Edward Cabrera on the hill. A big say in the result tonight is going to be the offense, who will go opposite Bryce Elder. And one of the guys that has just been on fire his first week in the show, Jacob Marcy. He's reached base safely in 6 of his first 7 games. Dude's hitting 450. He's 9 for 20 to start his career with 5 extra base hits and 6 walks. Jack McMullen caught up with him before the game in the clubhouse this afternoon. That conversation begins right now.
Thank you very much, Stephen. Jacob Marcy. I would ask you to pop your tooth out, but I'm not going to do that. Graham Pauly was describing this crazy football injury you had, though. It knocked your front tooth out. He said a cleat got in there. Give us the whole details of this.
So I made a tackle in football. I kind of spun the guy over me, and my head was kind of the top of my head was on the ground. This cleat went in my face mask and ripped out my tooth, my lip, and everything. It was pretty gross.
Okay, I'm glad you're playing baseball now. But in terms of football pedigree, man, we can obviously see it. You're a really physical guy. How do you feel like football kind of helped your baseball readiness as you made the transition into pro ball and in college baseball?
Yeah, I think it helps a lot with in the outfield routes and stuff like that, with me being safety and stuff like that. And then I think just aggressiveness, super aggressive and everything, and just full speed a lot of the time, which is good and bad, but yeah.
Jacob Marcy, you're a week in to your Major League Baseball career. What's it been like?
A blast. These guys are amazing. Having a lot of fun playing with them and just learning and just being able to compete every day. Dreamed of this, so just being able to finally do it is fun.
Immediate impact, and man, one of the things that we saw was the base on balls, right? Obviously incredibly disciplined, and we knew that about you coming from Jacksonville, but to see it show right away, I already asked you, so you like walks, that's your thing to do, but the fact that you're walking this much already when guys are attacking you, where does that discipline and that kind of slow heartbeat come from in your first 6 Major League Baseball games?
Yeah, I've just tried to be myself. Just slow everything down, slow the game down, stay within myself. And then, I've had this approach ever since I was back in college, and I was disciplined before then too, but just been really beat into me. So at this point, I'm not going to change anything that got me here. So I'm just going to keep following it, keep trying to get good pitches to hit. And I'm not trying to walk, I promise, but if it comes, it comes. I'll take it.
Favorite big league knock to this point? Was it the homer?
Maybe the triple, man. Yeah, that was really cool. Just score a run and give us a little bit more of a lead going into the end of the game.
Good answer. Hey, we spent a couple innings when we were in Miami on the barter system to get your first Major League home run ball. It was all good, right? She smiled and she got a bat and she was happy. She was happy for you, right?
Yeah, she got it. She actually was like, "How do I know this is your signature?" I was like, "It is. I don't know what to tell you." But other than that, it was all good. It was really nice for her.
Dude, that is awesome. Jacob Marcy, really appreciate you taking the time in.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Steven?
All right, good stuff there. Yeah, Cheryl was the one that didn't catch the ball. So Cheryl, this long-time Houston Astros fan, literally flew to Miami Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to attend the games. Jacob Marcy hits his first career home run. Josh Hader catches it in the bullpen and then tosses up to this fan, Cheryl, again, who catches the ball, is thinking, okay, this is an awesome souvenir for me. And then Marcy, obviously being his first home run, he tells the guy, "Where's the ball? We need to get the ball." And we have this whole situation where the director, our vice president, by the way, John Eric Alvarez ends up having to talk with Cheryl. Cheryl gets into an agreement, and then Cheryl eventually hands over the ball in exchange for another ball that Marcy ends up signing. So really good story there. Look, what Jacob Marcy has done in the first week has been simply incredible. 24 years old. He is the only Marlin rookie to produce a .450 average with 20 or more plate appearances in his first 7 games to start his career with the franchise. And this was a guy, and I kind of got into this with Jack and Gabby, when Jacob Marcy was traded over to the Marlins, he wasn't the prize jewel. Like, the prize jewel is Dylan Head. He was a big part of this trade. He definitely wasn't a throw-in, but for what Jacob Marcy has turned into thus far, which has only been a week, it's been just incredible to watch. It's been remarkable, and it just continues to validate what Peter Bendix has done here, his knowledge, his feel, what he's trying to build here. If you start to look down the lineup, a lot of these guys have similar qualities. They got good plate discipline. They can play pretty much everywhere. They're strong defenders, and they can run. Jacob Marcy has been a shot in the arm in this lineup, and he will bat 6 and play center field here tonight. We will break. We'll get you at the count. Plus, we had a roster move. We have to unveil that. 7:15 first pitch, game 2 of this 5-game set. Marlins are going to punch back on the Marlins Radio Network.
33% of the way there.
That's Hall of Famer.
Hit 333. 1-0 pitch. That one looped into shallow left field. Profar coming on. He won't get there. That drops in for a base hit. Hicks going to come in and score. Otto pushes to third. And Jacob Marcy drives in his 4th run at the major league level. This guy's 8 for 17 to open his big league career. And an RBI knock gets the fish on the board. They trail 2-1 at the top of the second. In the lead. 1-2. That one hit in the air, out to right center. That's deep. That's carrying well. Harris is back at the track. He leaps up. He opens the bullpen door, and that's off the wall. It caroms back into center. Wagaman pushes to third, and 2 runs come in to score. A 2-run triple for Wag Attack. Braves of yesteryear.
No.
3-2. That one hit well, out to right and deep, down the line. White on the move. He's looking up, and it's gone. Into the chop house, Graham Pauley. Back-to-back days with a homer. He's got 3 now as a Marlin, and this is a 5-run second. 2-run blast. 5-2 fish.
You needed some more production, and then you turned it into guys who are going to be now producing when you need them to.
1-0 pitch. Augustine lines into right field. That's in on a hop for a base hit. X rounding third. He's coming home. White's throw going to the plate. A little bit offline and just a touch late. And X comes in to score, standing up from second. With 2 men gone, it's an RBI single for Augustine Ramirez. And the Marlins on the board again. It's 6-2 in the top of the 4th.
Trying to win it all again. Posada, slow roller right side. Beckett picks it up. Tags Posada, and the Florida Marlins are world champions. The Marlins have stunned the Yankees, shocked New York.
With Primo Brands, the official water sponsor of MLB. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Hey, this is Xavier Edwards here, and you're listening to Marlins on Deck with Steven Strom on the Marlins Radio Network.
Well, thank you, Xavier Edwards. He will lead off, of course. He's hitting .299, right on the cusp of 300. Steven Strom here, Jack McMullen, Gabby Sanchez, 7:15 first pitch, Fox Sports 940 Miami. Ahmed back in the studio, hitting the 1s and 2s. Let's get to our roster move today, and it was George Soriano, who has been recalled from AAA Jacksonville. Cade Gibson option to AAA Jacksonville. Let's run through it here. Cade Gibson on the year, 2-5, a 3.38 ERA. Now, with Gibson, if you look at his July appearances, he allowed an earned run in 4 of the 7 times he was out there for the Marlins. And you look at what George Soriano has done down in AAA Jacksonville, 4-1, a 2 ERA, 35 1/3. But 8 of his last outings or appearances from the bullpen have been scoreless. Yes, I kind of was like, really, Cade Gibson? He had shown some big moments for the Marlins. He has opened. He's closed. He's been a jack of all trades, kind of that Swiss Army knife that Clayton McCullough always is preaching, that optionality and being able to use guys for multiple innings. Cade Gibson fit that role, but it seems like George Soriano has turned a corner down in AAA, and he has been recalled. Again, Cade Gibson option to AAA Jacksonville. Let's get you at the count. We'll start here with Edward Cabrera, 27-year-old right-hander who will tie his career high in starts today. This is a big day for Edward Cabrera. The big thing for Cabby coming into this year was command and durability. He has answered questions with his command, and he has answered questions up to this point as far as durability is concerned. Marlins didn't trade Edward Cabrera, so you could assume that he's here for the future. Edward Cabrera, for him to make 20 starts today is a big deal. Tonight is a big deal for Cabrera, who has shown now the ability to post every fifth day and be a guy that's going to pitch consistently and put his team in a position to win every single fifth. 5-5 at 3.24 ERA over 19 starts, 100 innings pitched. That is also a career high for Cabby. 103 punch outs to 34 walks this season. His last start on Sunday allowed 1 run on 2 hits. Earned his 5th win of the season, 7 Ks. He coughed up that 1 run to Trent Grisham, who led off the game with a home run. It was his 2nd consecutive quality start, 7 punch-outs, by the way, were his most since May 25th. That's hard to believe against the Angels. 15 whiffs generated on 94 pitches. His 2.06 ERA is 5th best in baseball since May 25th. 4 career starts for Cabby against the Atlanta Braves, 1-1, a 3.5 ERA over 18 innings pitched. Cabrera will go opposite Bryce Elder, 26-year-old right-hander. This guy was an all-star in 2023. He'll make his 19th start of the season, 94 innings pitched this season, 78 Ks to 37 walks. He's 4-8, 18 starts, 94 innings pitched with a 6.03 ERA. That's the 4th worst in Major League Baseball. He did take the loss on Friday, but it was one of his best starts against the Reds. He gave up 2 runs on 4 hits, 6 2/3, 5 punch-outs. It was his 7th quality start. It's kind of been up and down for Bryce Elder. There's been some really good starts. There's been some really bad starts, and the bad starts have been bad, right? He has a 6 ERA through 19 starts this season. He did make an outing against the Miami Marlins earlier this year, June 22nd, went 5 1/3, 10 hits, 5 runs, 4 walks, 0 punch-outs, and 92 pitches. Elder will feature a sinker, a slider, a changeup, and a 4-seamer. Nothing too big as far as the miles per hour is concerned. 91 on the sinker, 92 for the 4-seamer, so not a ton of velo. But Bryce Elder will make his 10th career start against the Marlins here tonight. Cabby, Elder, 7:15 first pitch. That's our matchup on the mound. We'll break. We'll do storylines with Jack McMullen. He'll join me next as the Marlins look to punch back in Game 2 on this Friday night from Truist Park. Marlins on Deck continues on the Marlins Radio Network.
So the Astro defense after this pitch. 0-1. Lopez rips one up the gut. That is through for a base hit. Stowers getting the run around. He will score, and that ties the ball game. Throw goes to third to keep Hicks at second. Otto Lopez makes it back-to-back RBI singles, and all of a sudden we're tied at 2 in the bottom of the first. Here's the classic answer back inning for the Fish. Ivy was pulled. Reliever came on to get the final out. Hernandez hits one high in the air and deep. Out to left. Sanchez is back at the track. He leaps up, and it's gone. Big Bert, homer number 6. Heriberto Hernandez with a solo blast. And it's 5-2 Fish in the bottom of the third. By 2. 2-1 pitch. Pauly drills high in the air, out to right. Smith is back at the track, and it's gone. Into the Astro bullpen. Graham Pauly with homer number 2 as a Miami Marlin. And now the Fish right back to doubling up the Astros. It's 6-3 in the bottom of the 5th.
Graham Pauly here, 2nd home run of the season. Your team finishes off a 4-2 homestand. Why was this game really important before we head out for a 3-city trip?
Yeah, you know, we first series swept the Yankees, which is always great, and then we wanted to come out of here with at least a win at home. You know, we 4-2 is a lot better than 3-3. I don't know, we put a lot of stuff together. We just wanted to keep being the same team that we've always been. So really not a lot changed, but today I think we were just focused and put everything together. So,
what did you see offensively against Spencer Arrighetti?
Yeah, he's got a good fastball and really good breaking balls. I think today we did a better job of keyholing.
Ahorros comparados a Verizon 5G Internet más una línea Limited Welcome y AT&T Internet 300 más una línea Limited Started SL. Requiere Xfinity Internet. Velocidades reales varían. Velocidades se reducen después del uso de 30 gigabits por línea. Los límites de datos y los ahorros reales varían.
Well, we told you yesterday for segment 4 that it felt like a cautionary tale series. You really needed to be careful with these Atlanta Braves, Jack. And that's kind of exactly what happened. The Marlins were up 6-2. They were cruising. This was a game the Marlins have won like 99 out of 100 times this season. Yep. If you were to tell me the Fish score 6 on Carlos Carrasco, then you give Yuri, a 4-run lead going into the 6th inning after his 4th and 5th, I would have told you, okay, cool. This is now we're back to 500. That was not the case. What'd you see yesterday? And it was pretty much spot on that we talked about. A precautionary tale that kind of went wrong yesterday.
Yeah, it kind of felt like a trap game within the trap game. We called it a trap game before first pitch was even fired from Carlos Carrasco, and I think what we saw later in the game was it became a trap game after that 5-run top of the second for the Fish, right? It was back-to-back homers in the first from Baldwin and Ozuna, and then the Marlins answer back, and they do even more. And I'll be honest, man, like subconsciously part of me thought, okay, we took this one. That's big. We jumped on Carlos 100%. Carrasco. You got your horse on the mound and your
Braves have struggled. They're 19 under.
Yeah, you're thinking like, okay, we put him away in the second. This is going to be, kind of breeze to the finish. And then all of a sudden, Drake Baldwin shows up. So for me,
friendly reminder, man.
Yeah, the key to the game, honestly, was one swing in the 6th inning against Yuri. And that was that 3-run home run from Baldwin, because that gave them the belief that it's like, oh, man, we're back in this. And then the Marlins, unfortunately, they took their foot off the gas enough offensively to struggle to put it back on. They did enough, against Carrasco, but unfortunately in that kind of game, it felt like you probably needed another 2-run inning somewhere, and they just didn't get it. But I'll take your point a step further. You hand a 4-run lead off to Yuri Perez, and we see Bender and Enriquez in that game. I'm thinking no chance we lost that game. But that's baseball, and that's Drake Baldwin, who is steamrolling towards National League Rookie of the Year honors.
I got to be honest with you. I knew about Drake Baldwin. We've seen him. Yesterday was oh, wow, this guy really is real moment for me.
It was a Christian Wood moment. It was the I'm not familiar with your game award to Drake Baldwin. I think a lot of people are pretty familiar with his game to this point, but it's always weird when you see a young star blossoming on a team that is really underperforming.
That's what it is, Jack.
You put them by the wayside. If the Braves were 10 games over 500, everybody would be talking about Drake Baldwin. That's just not the case.
Every time I give you a lob, you just absolutely thunder jam it where an alley-oop. You know what it is? I'm Chris Paul. You're Blake Griffin right now.
I'm in.
You're in on that?
Actually,
like that.
I'm DeAndre Jordan.
No, don't say that about yourself. You're not DeAndre Jordan.
But I'm thinking, who can I make Brandon Knight? South Florida native Brandon Knight, might I add.
Okay, fair enough. Very rarely do I make big deals or a segment out of a roster move, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But today might be the case for me. Cade Gibson was optioned today. Cade Gibson is 2-5 with a 3.38 ERA. He has closed games. He has been in high leverage situations.
Yeah.
He has open games for the Miami Marlins. Before we get to who will replace him, I want to get your reaction here, Jack. Cade Gibson, he did allow an earned run in 4 of his last 7 appearances in the month of July. What was your reaction when you saw Cade Gibson option to AAA today?
I was a little surprised, and, to be honest, I was a little surprised over the last week and a half, 2 weeks that we've seen Cade kind of shift out of leverage, especially when they go.
That.
Yeah, we've totally seen that. It's not that the writing was on the wall for this transaction to take place. It was like, is he being demoted from that top flight lefty you turn to? Because Josh Simpson has been throwing the ball really well. And I think you could make the argument from a stuff perspective and the arm angle perspective that Simpson's breaking balls are probably better left on left than Gibson's are. But Gibson has proven to be a gamer and a big game pitcher. It was a little surprising, and we asked Clayton McCullough, what the next steps for Cade are in Jacksonville, and he said, honestly, keep doing what you're doing. And George Soriano comes up, and they have some innings to cover. They've got 4 games over the next 3 days, so they'll probably need every single arm in that bullpen to be all systems go. We've got another guy on the taxi squad right now, so who knows if that guy on the taxi will be activated at any point this weekend. But I don't know. It felt kind of like they needed a fresh arm, and they got a fresh arm here.
The one person that I'm thinking of that got optioned that I was kind of surprised about, and it was better for him, Lake Bacher, was optioned to AAA, and he has come back a completely different guy.
Yes, 100%. And the way that I want to take that is organizational cohesion, right? Bacher went down to AAA with a message received, message worked on, message improved, he's come back and been one of the best relievers in baseball since coming back. So we could absolutely see a similar cadence for Gibson.
Good call by me. George Soriano is going to be recalled. He will be inserted into that bullpen. He's been really good in AAA, Jack. 8 of his last 9 appearances have been scoreless. He's sporting a 2 ERA, 35 and a third. Look, man, in 23, George Soriano was a weapon. I don't know what has happened to him. In 24, he struggled. He struggled up here to begin the year. Hopefully this is a turning point. I'm not sure how much longer Soriano has up here, man, but if this feels kind of like a do or die moment for him, maybe I'm being dramatic, but I'm just telling you how I feel.
No, I mean, George Soriano has gotten a lot of opportunities up here, right? And this is probably the one where you say, okay, we really need to see you solidify your spot in the Miami Marlins rotation to this point. StreamYard just conked out on me. I will try and figure this out as we continue to talk.
We can still hear you.
Yeah, no, I mean, Soriano, listen, at the end of the day, like, this guy has gotten several opportunities at the major league level, and he really hasn't proven, like, hey, I'm here to stay, I'm here to stick. It did look like it at a point last year. For me, I'm looking at him saying, dude, the numbers are incredible down in AAA right now. Show us that, and you're a part of this rotation, or you're a part of this bullpen moving forward.
He has this nasty slider that is really gross. I mean, George Soriano has a ridiculous slider. It's just been about the fastball command and location that has hurt Soriano. We are going to see him at some point this weekend. I mean, it's just a matter of what we're doing here. We'll play tonight, game 2. We have 2 games tomorrow. Okay, Cabby, what else is there to say? I mean, Cabrera has answered every single question that I've asked. Tonight's a big deal. I feel like he's making his 20th start. It's going to match a career high, Jack. Take it wherever you want to go with Edward Cabrera for tonight, man.
Edward Cabrera, over his last 12 starts, has a 2.06 ERA. That is 5th best in baseball. The only guys ahead of him, all-star or all-star caliber. Matthew Boyd has an ERA under 2 in his last 12 starts. Paul Skeens at a sub-2. Tarek Skubal at a sub-2. And Christopher Sanchez just over 2. Christopher Sanchez in Philly. That is elite company. For me, it's Cabby, keep on keeping on. That's the message to him right now. And it's a matter of pushing into uncharted territory when it comes to the innings total. I feel like Cabby's ready for it. This is an entirely different season than literally anything we've seen from Edward Cabrera before. And I'm not ready to doubt him at any juncture in this season. I'm ready to see Cabby continue to go until this season is over.
All right, Jack, he will go opposite Bryce Elder. I'll keep you here for one more. This guy has been, I don't want to say hit or miss. He's been hit or really, really, really miss. He's sporting a 6 ERA. He's coming off a solid start against Cincy, 6 1/3, gave up 2 runs. But what has kind of gone on with Bryce Elder in 2025?
So, honestly, it's pretty similar to what's gone on with Bryce Elder over the last 3 years. In 2023, he was an all-star. And you look at that season and you say, how are you an all-star with that season-ending ERA? He like pulled a rabbit out of a hat pretty much every start for his first 15, 18 starts in 2023. He got to the Fall Classic, and then after that, he just crumbled in 23. The numbers after the All-Star break were brutal for Elder. And you're saying, how can an All-Star be optioned to begin the 24 season? Number one, the Braves rotation was really darn good last year. And number two, Elder didn't really fit the standard of the Atlanta Braves starting rotation last year. Same can be said this year. They have all 5 of their opening day starters on the 60-day injured list right now. This guy, he ran into some good luck, it seemed, at the beginning of 2023, and that's where you see that all-star accolade. At the end of the day, this guy has a sinker that he used to be able to bust inside. He's just not really doing that right now. And at the end of the day, it's 90, and it's not like it has these elite carry characteristics. It's a hittable 90-mile-an-hour sinker. The slider needs to be on, and breaking balls are touch and feel. And when it's not on, he could be in for a really rude awakening. Here's to hoping that the Marlins are ready for Elder on or not.
Bryce Elder's first half in 2023. 7-2 at 2.97 ERA, 106 innings.
All-star.
Bryce Elder's second half, 5-2, a 5.11 ERA. It's unbelievable. He got 5 wins with a 5 ERA, but that's what that Braves offense does.
Was, yeah.
68 2/3. Interesting number here. 29 walks in that second half in 13 starts, just 34 in 18, which is still a little bit up there.
But like at the end of the day, man,
starts.
If he's gonna walk guys, it's not gonna be a good day for him because guys put the ball in play against Elder all the time.
Good job, Jack. Gabby Sanchez is in the house as well. I'll ask him if he's ready to rock. I hope he is for 7:15. We'll break Expo questions. Team's guarantee. It's all next on the Marlins Radio Network.
So the Astro defense after this pitch. 0-1. Lopez rips one up the gut. That is through for a base hit. Stowers getting the run around. He will score, and that ties the ball game. Throw goes to third to keep Hicks at second. Otto Lopez makes it back-to-back RBI singles, and all of a sudden we're tied at 2 in the bottom of the first. Here's the classic answer back inning for the Fish. Ivy was pulled. Reliever came on to get the final out. Hernandez hits one high in the air and deep. Out to left. Sanchez is back at the track. He leaps up, and it's gone. Big Bert, homer number 6. Heriberto Hernandez with a solo blast, and it's 5-2 Fish in the bottom of the third. By 2. 2-1 pitch. Paulie drills high in the air, out to right. Smith is back at the track, and it's gone. Into the Astro bullpen, Graham Paulie with homer number 2 as a Miami Marlin. And now the Fish right back to doubling up the Astros. It's 6-3 in the bottom of the 5th.
Graham Paulie here, second home run of the season. Your team finishes off a 4-2 homestand. Why was this game really important before we head out for a 3-city trip?
Yeah, you know, we first series swept the Yankees, which is always great, and then we wanted to come out of here with at least a win at home. You know, we 4-2 is a lot better than 3-3. I don't know, we put a lot of stuff together. We just wanted to keep being the same team that we've always been. So really not a lot changed, but today I think we were just focused and put everything together. So,
what did you see offensively against Spencer Arrighetti?
Yeah, he's got a good fastball and really good breaking balls. I think today we did a better job of like keyholing him in a way. Didn't really chase him a whole ton. I think that's why we kind of just singled him to death. Not a whole lot of slug, but you know, we put a lot of good ABs.
Redesigned. Rediscover Miccosukee Casino and Resort online at miccosukee.com.
Number 1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WINZ AM Miami, WMIB FM HD2 Fort Lauderdale. Free never sounded so good.
Nice show today. Going the distance on a Friday night. Hopefully you're enjoying your Friday. We'll play baseball here tonight. We'll play 2 tomorrow in Atlanta and another on Sunday. Marlins 3-city road trip, 11 games, 5 here in Hotlanta. Edward Cabrera will toe the rubber for the Fish going opposite Bryce Elder. Hello, everyone. Steven Strom. Thanks for hanging out with us. Ahmed back in the studio, Fox Sports 940. Hitting the 1s and 2s. Listen to your Marlins on the go. Download the iHeartRadio app and make Fox Sports 940 your top preset to listen to every Marlins game this season. The great Jack McMullen, Gabby Sanchez has your call in about 11 minutes here. I'm ready to bounce back. Yesterday was a tough one for the Marlins, up 6-2. Yuri Perez on the bump. Drake Baldwin, can we get this guy out of town? We got to see him for another 4 games. But 2 home runs yesterday, and then the bullpen had a little bit of a hiccup, and the Marlins dropped game 1 8-6 yesterday. Let's get to our Expo question today. We have talked about Kyle Stowers, the reigning July Player of the Month. He has an 1166 OPS. You would think, oh my gosh, that has to lead the league. No, it doesn't. Dating back to June 22nd, who has a higher OPS than Kyle Stowers? And no, it's not who you're probably thinking. It's not a proverbial name that is very well known. Make sure to vote at Marlins Radio. Who has a higher OPS since June 22nd than Kyle Stowers? It is time for Steve's Guarantee.
Batter up. Batter up.
Let's play some ball.
First pitch is moments away. Time now for Steve's Guarantees.
Very rare Steve's Guarantee where 2 for 3 yesterday, but you felt good about it. I had whacked with an infield single. He ended up just legging out a triple. Got the extra base hits from a couple of guys I also guaranteed, but we lost. So, what do? We go back to the drawing board tonight. We talked about Bryce Elder. This is a guy that's walked 9 batters in his last 3 games. Only 2 team walks for the Marlins. One of the trends that we've seen with Miami since that June 13th. We always go back to June 13th because that's when the Marlins just absolutely flipped the script and playing amazing baseball. I like the Marlins to draw 3 free passes tonight against Bryce Elder. Folks, I hope you got the itch for first pitch because when we come back, Jack McMullen paints a picture. I asked Gabby Sanchez. He is ready to rock. Starting lineups in first pitch is right around the corner. Thanks for tuning in to the Marlins On Deck pregame show. I'm Steven Strom. Let's flip the M together, Miami. Marlins baseball. It is next on the Marlins